Hey guys, Sinnical here. I just wanted to let you guys know what's been happening lately. I haven't released videos in a while due to the fact that me and a group of friends, we have left the guild Pandemic to create our own, Elysium. After leaving Pandemic, we were hoping and searched for better progression, and we found that with the group of friends that we have. We are a 10-man guild. We've killed Heroic Ragnaros multiple times, and in Dragon Soul we're looking to push even further. So that's why you haven't been seeing kill videos, Pandemic versus Heroic or whatever, because we haven't been a part of that. But during this next reset, I will be recording and putting out more videos of our guild clearing Heroic Firelands. And if you guys are interested, go ahead and check that out. But also, in this video, I wanted to talk about the gearing, gemming, speccing, and all that stuff of the Marksman Hunter going with the haste build, because that's what I play, and yeah. Hey guys, we're at the test dummy, and I wanted to show you the spec for the Marksman Hunter. My spec isn't completely optimal, considering I am in 10-man guild, and I do need to sacrifice some straight-up damage talents for utility to be useful, because that's my role, being useful. Okay, Marksman tree. First tier, 2 go for the throat, which generates extra focus for your pet every time you crit. 3 in efficiency, which reduces the focus cost for your arcane shot and chimera shot. And 1 into rapid killing. I only get 1 point into here because of the talent in the later tiers, rapid recuperation. Every time you kill a target, you gain 50 focus immediately. I only put 1 point into this talent simply because the extra 10% damage on your aimed or steady is not as useful as some of the other talents that I'll show you later. Next tier, 2 in Sigum, which just increases your pet's next basic attack and reduction by 100% whenever you crit with arcane or aim shot, which is really handy considering your pet does about 2 to 4k DPS on its own. Next tier, improved steady shot. Obviously this talent's really important to have as Marksman Hunter. Increase your range speed, attack speed by 15% every time you steady shot twice in a row, which you will constantly be doing. Your goal is to maintain 100% uptime on this buff. So if you're practicing the Marksman Hunter, try to do your best to keep this buff up 100% of the time. Next talent, Careful Aim, increases crit by your steady, cobra, or aimed by 60% on targets who are above 9% of health. This talent's really important considering on most boss fights there will be some cooldown poppage, pre-pots, sometimes Bloodluster Heroism, and rapid fire Call of the Wild or whatever. This is going to be your most burst uptime that you're going to have on the target at any time during the encounter. So it's really important to have this talent so you can have high burst and then try to maintain that throughout the duration of the fight. Okay, next tier, 3 into piercing shots. Every time you crit with aim, steady, or chimera, you target bleeds for 30% of the damage dealt. This talent is extremely useful considering that your aim shot and chimera shots on average can crit over 50,000, and 30% of that is, I don't want to do napkin math right now, but it's pretty decent, good chunk of your damage. It can make up about 2 to 3k of your overall DPS, which is pretty huge. Silencing Shot is the next talent that I pick up simply because I am in a 10-man guild, and I am required to interrupt on some fights like Alice Razor, etc. There might be some in Dragon Soul. So I am forced to get this considering we don't run with that many interrupts that, it's important to have people with backups or whatever. And then the next tier, 2 in Bombardment, which every time you crit with multi-shot, your next multi-shot's focus cost will reduce by 50%. This talent is huge for AoE fights like Rylith, Ragnaros, Betalak, fights like that. And there's going to be some AoE fights, I guess, in Dragon Soul, I hope. And next talent, Termination. I only get 1 point in here simply because I do need to take Silencing Shot, but in a perfect world where I don't have to interrupt and all that stuff, I would take the point out of Silencing Shot and throw in Determination. Because every time you steady shot on targets below 25% health, you gain an extra 3 or 6 focus. This talent is extremely good because majority of the time bosses that are under 25% do last an extra minute or so, which means you are going to be able to get that extra arcane shot off or whatever, like every seven steady shots that you do. So this is a DPS boost, extra DPS boost when they're in kill shot range. Next talent I take is Rapid Recuperation. You gain 12 focus every 3 seconds under the effects of rapid fire. This talent is really good because every time you have rapid fire up, it increases your focus regen, which means you're able to get more aim shots off or more arcane shots off during your burst phase, which is huge. And you gain, 50 focus every time you kill somebody and gain rapid killing, which was the first talent we talked about. Next one, Master Marksman. I fully spec into this one because you have a 60% chance when you stay shot to gain Master Marksman effect, and it stacks up 5 times. After you get 5 stacks, your next aim shot is free, and aim shots do a lot of damage, 50, 60, 70k sometimes, so definitely a talent you need to get. Readiness just refreshes the cooldown on everything. It's really important to line this up with either rapid fire or Chimera shot. Personally, I pop on the burst phase, I pop rapid killing or rapid fire, Call of the Wild, Serpent Sting, Chimera shot, and then readiness for an extra Chimera shot just for that extra burst right in the beginning. Post haste reduces the cooldown of your rapid fire by 2 minutes. This talent is extremely useful considering the fact that most boss fights go on for longer than 5 minutes, which means you'll be able to get in 2 sets of 2 rapid fire in every fight for maximum DPS. And the second part of this talent increases your movement speed by 30% for 4 seconds after you use Disengage. Disengage is a spell that most hunters use, some don't, I don't know why. Disengage is probably the best utility movement spell we have. It's extremely useful on fights like Majordomo, Ragnaros, Alstrazer, Bethalak, any of those fights where it requires heavy movement. This you can get to point A to point B much faster, and after you get to point B, you can run to point C 30% faster, which is pretty cool. Marked for Death. Your Arcane Shot and Chimera shots have 100% chance to automatically reapply the Marked of Death effect. Mark of Death is the same thing as Hunter's Mark. It's undispellable. It lasts 15 seconds, and just, with Hunter's Mark, it increases your range attack power by 1772 on the target, which is pretty big boost to your damage. And of course, the final talent in the marksman tree is the Chimera shot, which is your main ability. I like to keep this ability on cooldown. The only time I'll ever delay it is if I have a 5 stack of Master Marksman effect for the instant aimed, but immediately follow it with the Chimera shot. But it's important to keep this ability on cooldown, considering it's your highest damage dealing attack. Alright. The next part of the marksman build is pretty open on how you want to do it, depending on what you're doing. If you're doing AoE fights, you might go more into survival for the entrapment, or whatever. But this is the way I do it. I put 7 points into Beastmastery. I do 3 and 1 with Nature, which increases. I only use it to increase the attack power bonus aspect of the Hawk, and increase focus restored by aspect of the Fox by 3, which is pretty nice, but I get it for the attack power bonus for the Hawk by 30%. Next spell, 2 points into Beastly Discipline, considering that focus regen your pet's pretty big. Your pets do, 2 to 4k of your overall damage, which is important, and your pets need focus to do that damage. Frenzy, I only put 2 points into this talent because it increases the attack speed of my pet by 4%. The extra point would be 6%, but it's not as big as the next talent I'm about to show you. This lasts for 10 seconds, stacks up to 5 times. It's pretty good. Your pet does damage. Help your pet do damage. Easy. Alright, 3 points in their survival. 3 points in improved range haste. This talent is extremely useful, and especially the build that I am going for, which is the aim shot dump, which requires as much haste as possible. So this haste with the improved steady shot haste and plus all the gear haste on your gear is extremely helpful with this build. Alright, next thing on the list is gemming. Let's look at the gemming on your gear, what you want to be doing, and all that. Alright, starting with the helm. Your meta gem is an obvious choice. 54 agility, 3% increased critical strike damage. It's pretty self-explanatory. No other meta gems come even close to this. This is the best meta gem you can get currently. Next gem, yellows. I like to use the orange gem, Deadly Ember Topazes. It increases your agility by 20 and your crit rating by 20. The only time I do not like to use pure 40 agility gems is when the socket bonus gives the same amount of agility or more. For instance, this socket bonus right here gives 30 agility. it's a yellow socket, so if I were to just put a 40 agility gem in there, I would just gain 40 agility from this bonus. But since the bonus is 30 agility, and this gem gives me 20 agility and 20 crit, I actually gain 10 more agility and 20 crit from putting this gem in there. So those are the only exceptions when you don't want to put pure agility gems in your gear, is when you gain the same amount of agility or more through the socket bonus, plus the secondary stat from the hybrid gem. Red gems, 40 agility. Self-explanatory. Moving on. Red gems. Again, with the tier socket bonus, as you can see, the socket bonus is 20 agility. This gem gives 20 agility and 20 crit. I still gain the 40 agility I would with the red gem, but I gain the extra 20% or 20 crit rating, which is, better. DPS increase. Red gems, red gems, red gems. Blue gems. Purple, I do 20 agility, 20 hit rating. Getting hit gems with the same amount of agility as just a pure red agility gem is useful, considering that every time you put a hit gem in your gear, you are able to reforge out of your hit rating on your gear for more secondary stats for bigger DPS increase, whether it be to get crit on your gear, to get more haste on your gear, or whatever. For blue gems, I do 20 agility, 20 hit, which is the glinting demon's eye. Then again, with the belt, prismatic red, which is I'm jewel crafting, so I like to put the 67 agility in my Chimera's eye with that. And then blue gem, 20 agility, 20 hit. I lose 10 agility by not putting a pure red gem in here to gain the 20 hit. But considering with my gear currently, I need that extra 20 hit rating to be over hit capped, which is more important than the 10 agility. So the only time you want to sacrifice agility for hit rating is if your gear allows it. And then this is a good example right here. I do not get the socket bonus on my gloves because the 10 agility bonus does not. If you get the 20 agility, 20 crit gem to put in here, it's not going to be the same effect. The extra 10 agility is going to be way better than the extra 20 crit rating that you'll receive from the gem, simply because agility gives attack power, crit rating, but in crit only gives crit. So the 10 agility is going to be better than the 20 crit rating because agility has a higher stat value than crit rating. So yeah,